What's up, Buffalo Nation?
They're two different kids, man. They grew up in the same home, but they're two different kids, as well as Junior. All of them are different.
Today, we've got several insane news stories for you, so let's just get started. Our main story today is about Coach Prime putting out a savage message to all of the haters out there. Plus, we're going to talk about how Coach Prime reacted to Stephen A. absolutely tearing apart Jason Whitlock. I know you guys have seen that already. I'm going to show you my favorite part, and then we'll get to it. And we're going to talk about a great new transfer that Colorado just landed. So grab you a Little Debbie Swiss roll, sit back, and get ready because this is the prime time for college football. Now, our first story today, we're going to talk about Coach Prime sending an absolute savage message to all the haters out there. Recently, Coach Prime posted this on Twitter. He said, "I look good, I feel good, and if you're offended by my confidence, oh well. In 2024, I'm truly saying what I feel and feeling what I say. Hashtag Coach Prime." Coach Prime is telling you guys he is not playing around this year. He's focused, he's determined, and he's going to absolutely crush the haters. We're going to talk about one of those later. Haters like Jason Whitlock. And we've got an epic clip coming up. I'm sure you've seen it, but if not, stick around with Stephen A. Smith going in on him. But first, think about where Coach Prime has come over the last year. Folks said that he wouldn't even make it a year in Colorado. Folks said that this was a gimmick. Folks said this was a game. Folks said that there was no chance. And what we've talked about is he's putting together two of the top portal classes in a row, 2 years and 2 seasons in a row. He exceeded the Vegas win total. I know 4 games wasn't necessarily what anybody wanted who watches this channel, except for some of those haters. But he exceeded the Vegas win total. He got a ton of credit for developing a couple of folks along the way. The way that his son and Travis Hunter and also his other son, Shiloh, are all being talked about as first or second round draft picks right now. We talked about how Travis and Shador were at the very top, maybe 1 and 2 of the upcoming 2025 NFL draft next year. And he's now in a new conference, a conference whose media rights and owner and leadership actually give a darn, or a dern, as Coach Prime would say, about football. It's impressive to see where he's come in 1 year, but he knows that that's not anywhere close to where they're going. I've heard some rumblings that NIL is taking off in Colorado. I'd like to think that maybe us pushing for that a little bit might be kind of why that's happening. But either way, glad that that is the case because Coach Prime needs that to operate. He needs that to win. That's what you have to do in college football these days. Folks aren't turning down millions of dollars to hear Coach Prime's motivational speeches. I think he's the best recruiter in the game. I don't know that he can recruit against millions of dollars as much as I believe in him. And he knows that too. That's why he was asking for it. But do you think some of that confidence might have to do with the fact that their NIL is certainly going to take off now and has taken off based on some sources and some things that we've been told? I think so. I think he knows what this next few months is going to be like. I think he knows how into the spring and summer you guys are going to be. And then when fall rolls around, guys, I know it's January and I know it's early to be doing this, but when fall rolls around, I think you guys are going to be pleased with what we see. Next, let's talk about what Coach Prime thought about Stephen A. Smith absolutely tearing into Jason Whitlock. Now, for those who missed it, and just a heads up, I apologize for the language, but here you go.
And please do not allow this to be a reflection on my character because this is not how I act every day. But I mean it from my soul when I say this is the worst human being I've ever known. I don't know of another human being worse than Jason Whitlock. He is a piece of shit. He's the dude that's going to have a funeral and ain't going to be no pallbearers. Might be 2 people to show up. He's that dude. He is the absolute worst. And he lies. And he incriminates. And he tries to set people up to fail, to big up himself because he can't do it on his own. He had a television show. He failed. He's had opportunities one time after another. He doesn't measure up. And now he's coming at the big dog. And let me tell you something right now. I am the big dog. I ain't the only one. There's plenty. Skip Bayless, apologies to him too for bringing up Jason Whitlock's name in the same sentence as him. But we all know what time it is. Everyone knows. All the executives at all the networks, they know what a piece of shit he is.
Well, why don't you tell us what you really think there, Stephen A? Now, you know we like to keep it very positive on this channel, but everyone gets a one-off. And today we're taking ours, so forgive us. But Stephen A is absolutely right. Jason Whitlock has come after Coach Prime time after time after time again. And he tries to build his career by tearing other people down. And he deserves to be called out for that. And Coach Prime agreed. And you can see that he agreed. He literally liked the tweet of Stephen A. Smith's video ripping Jason Whitlock a brand new one. You can go check his likes and you can go see. It is there for you. It frustrates me because I don't understand the reasoning behind having to tear others down. Listen, I'm a fairly positive person in my everyday life. I'm a fairly positive person in all aspects. Do I get frustrated? Do I get upset about things? Absolutely. Are there times where I'm annoyed or times that I want to go off on people? Absolutely. I'm human. But I don't understand the idea of trying to build your entire career and your entire business model and your entire persona off of trying to rip other people to shreds. That just doesn't make sense for me. I've heard Whitlock claim to be religious. I've heard Whitlock, that is the farthest thing from religion that I've ever heard. No religion teaches that. To belittle other people, to tear other people down, to raise yourself up. That's the opposite of what you should be doing. And so it frustrates me. And so because it frustrates me, and I've seen Whitlock do it with Coach Prime, I've seen him do it with Stephen A, I've seen him do it with others. I'm not on here just bashing Jason Whitlock every other video, but I sure did enjoy watching Stephen A. Smith do it. The video was fantastic. We showed you about a minute and a half, maybe a little less than that. Go watch the video on Twitter. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube too. Shout out Stephen A. He does a phenomenal. I mean, Stephen A. is one of the GOATs. And he's crazy. Stephen A. is crazy too, in a good way. I don't mean that. But he goes off. And it was incredible. And you need to go check it out. And guess what? Whitlock deserved every second of it. Last, let's talk about Coach Prime landing a transfer player. Coach Prime recently landed former Arkansas defensive line Torian Carter. The 6'3", 300-pound defensive lineman decommitted from SMU and will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. Let me tell you something. We have been talking about the defensive line trenches a lot. A ton to you guys. We've talked about the offensive line. We've talked about the secondary being good. We've talked about some of the playmakers they're getting in. What we have asked for repeatedly over and over and over and over again is big-time defensive linemen, and I think they got it here with Carter. A 300-pound, 6'3" defensive lineman that played in the SEC. Kid knows ball. Kid has played ball. He's very experienced. He only has 1 year of eligibility remaining. What's that mean? He's played several years in the SEC and in college football. This is a big-time get for the Buffs. Now, he's going to have to come in and earn his spot. Nothing's going to be given. We know how Coach Prime operates here. But, man, what a big pickup this could be for the Buffs if it pans out, if they can get the most out of him. Coach Prime's not done in the portal yet. They've done a phenomenal job, and they have one of the best portal classes that they added to, again, here within the last 24 hours. But he's not done yet. So don't count him out. Don't look away. Don't blink. Because as soon as you do, you'll get that Hayes Fawcett tweet coming up on your phone with another commitment. Coach Prime is building something really special. We're excited to see it this year. We started a Discord. I don't know if too many of you know what that is, but it's kind of just a big group chat, kind of like GroupMe or other apps that you may be familiar with. If you'd like to join that, there's no cost to it at all. Just comment more, M-O-R-E, and I will send you a link. I'll reply to the comment of yours with a personalized link so that you can join us over in the Discord and we can talk about Coach Prime anytime you want. Sometimes I don't get all your tweets. Sometimes I can't respond, and it's not good for conversation. The Discord will be a little bit better place for that, where we can communicate and talk in between videos. Nobody's required to join it, but if you want a link to it, hit the comments and just type more, MORE, and I'll get you a link over there. Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for supporting Coach Prime. Go laugh at that Stephen A. Smith video. It's great. We'll talk to you guys soon. And thank you, as always, for watching the Prime Time for college football.